all look beautiful. First of all, I would like to say that. I really appreciate seeing a variety of the many ways that you can be beautiful. And let me just say this. I'm used to being one-on-one with my camera, recording YouTube videos, so this is very different for me. I'm out of my comfort zone, but hopefully this goes well, all right? You guys get the real, get the stutters, the stuff that I edit out. Seeing you all and hearing you all express your innermost thoughts and feelings really makes me very, very, very proud that you all can be so open. And I'm going to try my best to be open with you all too. Okay. Growing up, I wanted to be a model and an actress. And I got compliments all the time from my friends, my family, even strangers off the street. Oh wow, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful. So I always knew I was beautiful, whatever that means. But in retrospect, I never really felt beautiful. And I realized I never really had the self-love that I have today. And you never realize how much you love yourself until the moment you realize how much you do. You know what I mean? Have any of you had that realization? The moment you realize how much you didn't love yourself in the past? One thing that bothers me the most about young black girls who see themselves as ugly is just the simple fact that when we look at other, you know what I mean when I say other? When we look at other people, they try to emulate our features, our styles, copy our culture, and all that, yet we still feel undesirable and unwanted. It just doesn't make sense. Like I mentioned earlier, I used to always get compliments from everyone, but compliments doesn't equal confidence. You can't get true confidence from an outside source. You're only gonna get confidence from within. And it's a journey, and it's a never-ending journey. Like I said, I always wanted to pursue modeling and acting. I always wanted to be a star. And I didn't want to be, one of those supporting role actresses. I want to be the it girl. That's what I wanted my whole life. But when I would look at TV and in the black industry, I should say, when I would look at TV, I would see black girls with a certain look, like the Jasmine Guys, Lisa Bonet, Halle Berry, and I always felt like maybe if I looked more like them, I would have more star potential. My mom, she's very, very light-skinned, and my dad is very, very dark-skinned, and I used to just wish that maybe if I came out a little lighter like my mom, then maybe I would have had a lot more success in my pursuit of modeling, because in high school, I had photo shoots and all of these things to help me get book jobs, and nothing seemed to really work out for me. So for a while, I just stopped, and I realized, you know what, let me just do me, and I just try to figure out who I am and discover what matters most to me. And, if it's meant to be, it'll be. So, I went off to college, I chopped off my perm, started my LOCS, and in that journey, I felt like I was really able to look at myself for who I am rather than just look at my hair. I remember in high school, I was so proud of my long perm. Listen, I used to cry every time I had to go to the Dominican to get my trim. I used to cry, I used to hate it, like, no, my hair, no, I want my hair. And like I said, in high school, I didn't have that confidence like I thought I did. And I took theater class. Like I said, I was pursuing acting. And in 10th grade, my theater teacher was Chadwick Boseman. For those of you who don't know who that is, Chadwick Boseman played Jesse Robinson in 42, and he played James Brown in Get On Up. So he's a big actor now. But back then, no. He probably had maybe a couple of supporting roles, like on Law & Order. But he wasn't a star at all. And he and I were working one-on-one on a scene that I wrote. And he was like, Keisha, wow, you're really good. You should really pursue acting. Have you thought about pursuing acting? And because of my lack of confidence at the time, I didn't even want to tell my theater teacher that I wanted to actually do this for a living. I told him, no, that's not realistic. Imagine I'm telling a man who's in pursuit of an acting career that is unrealistic. Thank God he didn't listen to me, because now, look at him now. Just saying. But like I said, over time I was able to develop it. I stopped focusing on the mainstream media and started focusing on myself and you know, gaining confidence from within. Like I said, my natural hair journey, and I went to college, and I discovered things that mattered most to me. And really, my spirituality and gaining consciousness, that really helps me gain some sufficient confidence rather than confidence that you get from compliments, the fleeting kind of confidence, which is not really real at all. Some of the things that I did, and I still do along my journey to confidence and self-discovery, is affirmations, like the queens earlier mentioned. Affirmations, they're so effective. I still say things like, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am loved. And the reason why these affirmations are so effective is because you're speaking things into existence. Thoughts become things. And I know you've heard those expressions so many times, so what does that really mean? I remember one of the first times that I really learned what that meant to me. I was in 9th grade, and I was in class, and my stomach just started hurting randomly. It was so bad. I couldn't even stand upright. And I'm in the main office because my traveling school didn't even have a nurse's office. So I'm in the main office, and they're asking me a ton of questions like, Keisha, are you pregnant? Keisha, when was your last period? Do you need to use a toilet? I'm like, listen, can I just go home because y'all are not helping me at all? They say, no, obviously we can't send you home. Your mom has to come sign you out. So I'm frustrated because not only does my stomach hurt, I know I'm going to hear it from my mother because she has to leave work early to come get me. So I'm upset. And in walks this lady. She came because she wanted to sign her niece out, but she decided that she didn't want to interrupt class, so she wanted to wait until the current period was over before she signed her niece out. So she sat next to me, and she's, having some small talk with me, and she says, so, why are you here? Why are you not in class? And I tell her, I'm sick. And she says, no. I look at her like she's crazy. I'm like, sick. I'm sitting here looking all over, like, and she says, no, don't say that. Say, I am well. And then, confused, I'm like, I am well? And then she says, say it again, keep saying it. And for some reason I obey her, but she had these like mesmerizing Erykah Badu eyes. And so I'm like, I am well, I am well, I am well. And she's so proud of me, she claps for me, and she's like, yes, didn't that feel good? I'm like, no, it didn't feel good. I just tell her yes. I wanted to be polite. She's my elder. I wanted to be respectful. And then she starts engaging in conversation with me. I went to Urban Assembly for Music and Art. That was my high school. And she asked me, oh, so what brings you to this high school? I told her that I like to draw. And she says, yes, I've been looking for someone to draw a painting of my husband as Moses parting the Red Sea. And I was like, okay, this lady's a little nutty, but okay. She says, will you paint him for me? I was like, thinking to myself, I never really painted anything quite so extravagant before. I don't know. But I was just like, and then she's like, I'll pay you. And I was like, yes, I would love to. It's my daytime, my night evening, and it's my aim. It was like 2006. So she's so grateful, and she leaves, and I go home and wait by my computer, and wait by my phone, and she never contacted me. And I would randomly think of that moment randomly for years, and I would be disappointed until I realized that she served her purpose. Mm-hmm. For that moment, I completely forgot about my stomach pains. Actually, my stomach pains even subsided. And I was just thinking, what was it? Like, I don't know, voodoo? What's going on? And I realized how much that phrase, I am well, is effective. And that's something that I say every day. Hey Keisha, how are you doing? I'm well, how are you? And I don't say it just to be polite. I say it and I mean it. And even when you don't mean it, still say it. Because you're speaking the existence that you want to manifest. And I strongly believe in manifesting the life that you want to live. And you have to do it effectively and constantly. And One of the ways that I suggest that you do that, if you want to manifest the life that you want to live, your dreams don't have to be dreams. That can be your real life. And one of the ways that you can do that is by speaking it positively. Don't speak on the life that you currently have that you don't like. If you're working a janitor job and you hate it, don't talk about how much you hate going to work every day. I hate my 9 to 5. I hate being a janitor. I hate mopping floors. Because you manifest whatever you focus on. So even if you're saying that you don't like it, that's what you're going to keep attracting. So focus on what it is that you really do want. Say you want to be a doctor. That's what you focus on. I love helping people. I want to, help children or animals or whatever. I want to be a doctor and visualize.
A couple of months ago myself, and yeah, it's a bit difficult to get people to attract to your channel itself. So what exactly do you suggest me doing in order to get to where I need to get to? What do you suggest? Is it me having to be patient? Do I need to, what exactly did you do to attract people to your channel, to get them to listen to you on that social platform?
Well, like you said, it's not easy. So personally, I've been doing it for as long as I had my LOCS. I started my LOCS 5 years ago. So I've been doing it for 5 years. So it's not going to happen overnight. So you want to make sure you stay consistent. I'm constantly uploading videos. I'm constantly uploading, and I'm constantly promoting and annoying my friends on social media, on my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. I'm sharing my videos. You need to put yourself out there. Go to events like this. Make business cards and hand them out. Things like that. It's a non-stop effort with YouTube, especially if you look like this. YouTube doesn't like to promote people who look like us that much, unless you're in the comedy field.
Right.
But the beauty, not so much.
Right.
So I don't know what you want to do on YouTube. If you want to just talk or beauty, hair, or whatever. But for whatever it is, you need to promote it and be consistent.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay.
So what's your YouTube channel name?
It's Abby IDC. ABBYIDC.
So all these ladies here, go support. We stressed support earlier, so make sure you guys go and check it out. Does anyone else have any questions or any words that resonate?
I just have a question about hair. I just cut my hair more natural with the North, and honestly, it's really hard. I don't feel comfortable yet. And then I look at some girls, I'm like, wow, her hair is so pretty, she looks so pretty, but I just don't feel that way. And then I'll go to work and I'll be around different kind of people, and they'll say something smart like, why do you have those braids in your hair? So my question is, how do you deal with that? Because I'm pretty sure it's always a conversation about your hair or your hair. It's an argument. I just don't understand why with black people and hair, it's just such a big debate all the time.
I understand. Personally, when I first transitioned, like you, I was wearing braids throughout my entire freshman year of college because I was not comfortable and I didn't really know much about how to maintain natural black hair since I had the perm for about 10 years prior. And I would suggest that you find a community that will help you be comfortable with your hair. Like YouTube, for instance, of course I would say YouTube, but YouTube is a great community for you to meet other people who are transitioning as well. And you share stories and, share transitioning hairstyles and things to make you feel comfortable. Regarding the comments that you get from other people, I'm not the best person to give you advice with that. I'm still working on that myself. But you can tell them don't touch it. Don't feel like you're rude or telling them don't touch your hair or anything like that. But if you're in a workplace, why is your hair a topic of conversation? You can shift the conversation. Whatever it is, the task is of the day. Make it known that you don't want to talk about your hair. That's okay. That's okay. Hope that helps.
To add on to that, actually, Danico and I, we have the site strippedbyhd.com, and I actually recently wrote a post about natural hair in the workplace. I work at a real estate firm, and me having natural hair, when I first started, it wasn't easy for me either. I was like, what are people going to think of me? Everyone is in suits, slacks. It wasn't easy for me, but at first I did styles like this, where it's not so noticeable, or things where it's not fully out. But then I realized that I love me, truly and honestly. I love myself and I love my hair. And it was something that Daniqua told me one day. And it really, I never thought about it before. No one's hair is like ours. Our hair defies gravity. It can stand up, it can be straightened, it can be curly, it can be frizzy, it can be so many different things. Other people have to manipulate their hair for it to look like ours. And when she told that to me, I don't even know if you know that it really touched me, because it's just like, they can't do what we can do. And for that reason, I've learned to appreciate my hair even more, and I think learning about your hair would help you more. And you look absolutely stunning with your braids. If someone else doesn't like it, who cares? When it's out, I'm pretty sure you look stunning as well. If other people don't like it, who cares? I feel like, as the queens were saying earlier, it's really about self-love, and it's really about just embracing who you are. So that's my words of advice. And I also want to say something about, you mentioned earlier when the guy asked you if you were an aspiring actress and you kind of downplayed it. That's something that I've done. Shit, I don't want to cry. Okay. It's something that I've done so much in my life because I felt like I was lacking support as well. And I feel like if my dreams were so big, and if I didn't have this support, then why keep telling other people that this is my dream and that they're not going to support me? So I'll be like, oh no, it's not something I really want to do. I dabble in it. I just do it for fun. And it actually changed my career path to this day. And I hate that I haven't stuck to that path. But at the same time, I realize how good God is, that what I'm doing now is 100% for me, even though it's not where I want it to be. Working in that industry, I realize it's not something that I could have mentally take on long term. And I'm not sure if I say that to try to justify not continuing to pursue it. I'm not sure, honestly. But right now, I can say that I'm happy. And I know moving forward, if I have a goal or a dream or something that I would achieve, I will never downplay it to anyone. Because everyone is in the same place. I hate crying. So I want to thank you. Can we please give